mothers in here, please, please be in your daughter's life. Please lead her the right way. Please, I'm begging you.
Guy flies me out and we go shopping and I'm flued out, I'm getting flued out, and I'm comfortable enough to go out of town with him and stay with him. Bitch, I'm getting fucked. And I'm sucking some dick. I don't give a fuck who what y'all think. That's a date. That is a vacation. Like nobody wanna fly you out, just be around your little stink ass. Like who the fuck do you think you is, bitch? Don't get flued out if you don't wanna suck no dick. I personally love to suck dick and I'm going out of town. And for them 3 days, that's my man for them 3 days. That's my boyfriend. And then bitch, I'm going home. I might not fuck you no more, but bitch, you're my man for the 3 days. We're fucking and I'm sucking. And that's that. Period. My ass is going like it. Come on. God flies me out.
All right, Dominique. So, is it a man's responsibility to make it explicitly known?
Noble. Ask Sergi, please.
Okay. All right. You can please go ahead and mute up. Sergi, is it a man's responsibility to make it explicitly known that he wants sexual favors from a woman before flying her out?
No, I think some things are just common sense. So some man, especially if it's a man that has not built a relationship with you, he don't really know you. He's going to fly you out, spend all this money. He's doing it for a reason. Ain't no man just trying to sit and talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It's yes, that's nice to hear, and I know people like to do a lot of those anecdotal conversations and talking fairy tales. But if we get to the reality of it, that what she's talking about is not a substantial relationship. There's no substance there. She said flued out. She's getting fucked. Okay, flued out. That's the reality of
Right.
it.
Right, Sergi, because all these women are so special and men are just dying to just fly them out and be in their presence and see how they smell. You know, pay $700, $800 to put them on a Delta Comfort flight, fly them out, see how they smell, show them the city, take them out, do all of that stuff and not sleep with them. They just want to be around them that bad, so much.
That's the
Got it.
point, y'all. See, when you say flown out, that means that your fiance is flying you out on vacation and we're spending nights on the beaches and building bonds. She said flued out. She's getting fucked. Okay? That's a different conversation. When you say flued out, that's a whole nother situation that we're talking about. And it's just being focused on money. You heard how she was talking, right? She's talking about, oh, he's buying me this, he's spending money on it. That's a transaction. And you know what that means when it's a transaction.
So, Sergi,
Mm-hmm.
are women that let a man fly them out knowing they don't want to have sex or that it's that time of the month for them acting in good faith?
No, I mean, what we have to understand is there's a difference between what you have a right to do and just being sensible. So it's like, okay, you can do all of that, but you also have to be prepared for how he's going to respond to you, right? So one, I wouldn't recommend you play around with no stranger like that just because we're talking about real life here and that can be unsafe. But two, if as a grown person, one, I wouldn't recommend you travel without backup. So just know that you can do that. That man can say, I ain't paying for no more nights for you. You got to find your way back. It may not be a round trip. You know, he may do whatever. And you, as the adult woman, I hope you got the money to get yourself back home, get yourself somewhere safe, pay for your own motels, do what you need to do. You do have a right. You always have a right to say no. But you also have to be the adult and be prepared for what comes with that.
Should a woman put herself in private settings with men she doesn't want to be intimate with?
You said, should a woman, what? I didn't hear you.
Should a woman put herself in private settings with a man that she does not want to be intimate with?
I believe that's going to be subjective, right? So, again, it depends on the connotation. It depends on the relationship. It depends on what you're doing. From how she's talking, like, again, there's no substance. It sounds like this is just, we're doing something that's transactional. There's no point in doing it. Why would you put yourself in a private setting with somebody that you're not engaging with like that?
So somebody said private settings can be a library. When I'm talking about private settings right now, if
We're
I
talking
if
about the
I if I
context of that
tell
video or
Sergi,
that audio.
I'm just saying in general, if I'm flying Sergi out and I say, Sergi, like, I'm gonna fly you out and you're going to stay at my place. Like, I'm not gonna put you in a hotel. You're going to stay at my place. Like, is it realistic for that woman to think that, like, that man that's flying her out and is going to have her staying at his place, is it realistic for her to think that, like, okay, this man got 2 3 rooms, he's gonna have her sleep in the guest room and he's gonna sleep in his own room, and like, or is it more realistic for her to think that he's probably gonna want me to sleep in his room in the bed with him under the same comforters as him?
Yeah, I think again we have to be real. Like, what men are flying women out to sit and talk? Not saying that again, we're talking aside from people who are relationship building, right? So just kicking it, ain't no man just having you come fly out and he's spending all this money for you to sit and talk. So if you know that you are not wanting to break any type of a boundary, I would say err on the side of caution and don't do it.
So, do you think women should be participating in this whole getting flued out culture in general?
I think I'm gonna say this. Women, I mean, as an adult, you can do what you want. I think you just have to make, sound decisions, right? You have to not be foolish in your choices. And you have to always think about consequences, right? It's not about what you want to happen all the time and what you find desirable. It's learning from life, looking at other people's situations. Is this safe? Based on the things that I've seen around me in the world, does this make sense for me to do? If you know you're the type of woman who is quality, you have standards, you have morals, you want to be valued by a man, are you going to have some men, are you going to say flued out one? All right. And are you going to have some man that you don't even really know flying you to his house? He ain't tried to court you. He ain't tried to, date you. He hasn't talked about intentions of marriage or anything with you. So you have to have an understanding of who you are as a woman and what your expectations are. Right. So I think, yeah, any woman can choose to do what she wants to do. I think we just have to make better choices. That's it.
But like you said, Sergi, I mean, for, like you said, someone that you don't know for real, someone that has not really attempted to court you for real, and I'm not even a woman, but it's probably not gonna be the safest thing to, like, go to somebody's house that's a complete stranger and totally be under their provision while you're out there, correct?
Exactly. I mean, we see it ain't safe when you travel with people you know sometimes, right? We see what's happening in the news. So you're gonna take yourself with some man you barely know, and all he talking about is flying you out to some place, some secret place of his house, and you haven't even been on dates with him or built no foundation or relationship with him. Come on, that makes no sense.
So let me ask you this: if if a man did want to see a woman and for whatever reason she was interested in seeing him, and she was interested in, wherever he was located, she was interested in going out there to see him, what would be like a safe and appropriate way, in your opinion, to go about doing that?
I honestly feel like you never want somebody to be the one holding all the cards when it comes to your safety. So I feel like, okay, if you want to travel, a lot of people travel and a lot of people travel solo. Have your
Right.
own money, book your own motel. If you want to go overseas or you want to go to another state or whatever to see somebody, you set it up. If that's what you want to do, you travel to them, fine. But you make sure you've made all of the arrangements so that you're safe. You know what everything is, and you communicate that with your people or your family or your friends so they know what's going on. And you're solid. Whether he acts up, whether he, wants to do what he wants to do or it didn't work out right, you're still safe because you've made the arrangements. So you're doing it on your own dime and you have the control and the power in that situation.
I agree, Sergi. And yeah, I don't disagree with anything you said. I appreciate you, Sergi. You can stay up here if you want to and just meet up, or you can just drop whenever you feel like it. I appreciate you, Sergi.
Okay, no
Uh,
problem.